Welcome back to our chat with Lina and Rachel. I think today, we're going to talk a little bit more about what motivated us to become counsellors in the first place and kind of that journey so far. So, Rachel, what got you into becoming a therapist?
Well, I originally trained as a therapist about 20 years ago, but after training, my critical voice came in. I decided I wasn't good enough to be a counsellor, and I just sort of put it on the back burner for a bit. And then about 4 years ago, I had PTSD again, and it reignited my interest in self awareness, reading counselling books, and I decided. No, this was the time to have another go at being a counsellor. I just got really, really interested in the theory and all the new trauma stuff that's come out in the last 20 years. And but I saw about four different counsellors until I found somebody that is a particular trauma therapist that's very effective. And I just realised how few people are specifically trained in trauma and really effective trauma, which includes somatic and art and parts work and all different things to help people regulate the nervous system. So I think just being really, really interested in people and decided that I'd miss my vocation really. And it's the time to start again. I'm nearly 60 and I thought, and I really need something that I can carry on doing once I'm retired and, something a bit more fulfilling. So,
That's cool. With me, I mean, I struggled with education, kind of like college years and stuff like that, because I couldn't kind of focus. And I think touched previously about my ADHD diagnosis, which I got at 39. But for years, I worked with special needs children in SEN schools. For a very long time, I've been a carer for my disabled brother. So I've always thought that I'm just going to work with children and special
mm,
needs children. It's just what I've always done. But quite a few years ago, I used to go to Slimming World, and our leader was well, she was actually training to be a counselor, and I don't know why, but it just clicked something in my head, and I went, so I started kind of researching about it, and by then I was very, very self-conscious of who I was, had no confidence in my ability to do anything, very self-critical. Um, but then I realized that in some point in the future, my brother probably ends up going to residential somewhere, because, my dad's getting older and stuff like this. So I thought, well, what's next? So I thought, do I want to go back into education? Do I want to maybe go and do something like nursing? But counseling kind of just kept coming back.
mm,
And it just something clicked. I've had therapy through my life, person-centered, I think, therapy, and it's always limited to a certain amount of sessions. But as I did, and as we started doing our things, trauma therapy seemed to just, it was really interesting. I never thought I'd be somebody that wanted to look at the full experience, how your body works, why we uh struggle like we do, how we react to it. And it, you don't realize with a lot of neurodivergent people, like I said previously, is you don't realize how much trauma there can be because of that.
mm,
And it's just something, and I think also when we've had therapy and when it's something that affects ourselves, you have more empathy for those people that you want to work with.
mm.
So yeah, so that's how I kind of got onto there. And then obviously was it 2 years? How long was it? 2 years. I found the Bedford Centre of Therapeutic Learning and started my level two. So haven't stopped since then. So it's lots of fun.
Well, I came to BCTS after seeing Kate Williams doing a 2-hour video about breathwork for anxiety, and that's when I was really at my worst with my anxiety. And I did learn a few breathwork tools, and within a fortnight, I was like gobsmacked that my anxiety had gone down by about 50%. And I thought, wow, why hasn't anybody taught me this before? I really need to know more about it. And then I discovered they did a course, trained to be a breathwork coach, over 4 months. It wasn't hugely expensive, so I signed up for that. That I really need to teach this to other people. And then that was it. Just ignited this interest in people again and mental health. And after doing the course with Bedford, and I did another course with them, and I decided, no, I need to train with them. Unfortunately, they're close enough for me to do the level 4 in person, because at the moment we're doing the level 3 on Zoom. So we've got like, it's about 11 of us, well,
Yeah.
mainly for Northamptonshire, Cambridgeshire, and Bedfordshire, I think. Um,
Hertfordshire as well.
Hertfordshire. So yeah, and I think there's quite a few of the group that are going to do the level 4 in person, because they're close enough to travel. So that's what we have to do next year in September. But say at the moment we're doing 3 hours in the evening once a week, which suits a lot of people. You can do it after work, and everything gets loaded onto our portfolios on Google Drive these days. For some of us that are nearer 60 than 20, it's a bit technologically challenging, but we're managing to
I
forge
think
our way
it's
through it.
I think having the Zoom classes, because I didn't have the confidence to be in groups of people, having the Zoom classes for me has been amazing. Um, and it's just given you that confidence to actually get out there and do something.
Yeah.
And I think you saying back to how you saw the breathworks thing when we did our level 2, Kate was my our tutor for
Mm,
that, and she would use the breathworks and grounding techniques to kind of bring us back to the now
mm,
when we did quite a heavy kind of part or theme of that week.
mm,
um and it's something, it just, you're right when you say,
mm.
it really helped, because when you spend half your life when you've got like 5 million hamsters in a hamster wheel in your brain,
Yeah, yeah. I
it
can
just went,
identify with that with my
yeah.
when I had really bad anxiety,
Mm.
just my brain just wouldn't switch off, and just having a tool that helps your brain calm and switch off, and it's just amazing. So
I'm quite looking forward to doing the breathwork thing now, just because, well, number one, it's actually something you can do aside from your counselling, but actually I think it's definitely for trauma. It's a vital, it's a
mm,
really, really big tool to, yeah, you can use. And I've used it with people in my personal life, my daughter who has anxiety and that, and that's been helpful for her. So, you can definitely see the benefits of it.
yeah, and what we're both hoping to do, Lena's going on to do a level 4 elsewhere, but we're both hoping to come back to Bedfordshire for the level 5, which it is
I think once I get back, I'm never
traumatic
leaving.
trauma course, which involves a lots of things like
Yeah.
breath work. I mean, I was first introduced to using body techniques when I was listening to the Van der Kolk book, The Body Keeps the Score, and he talks about this bottom-up processing, which is actually working on the systems of the body to calm the nervous system, as well as the top down, which is the talking therapy, working on the thoughts and the feelings. So
Mm.
it's a sort of using every sort of tool and application that you can to help with the calm the nervous system while you're dealing with trauma, and help with the symptoms of the trauma.
Yeah, that's my next book that I need to read. So I'm looking forward to that one. I think quite interested in like the, like polyvagal,
Mm,
how your body reacts to certain things,
mm,
and really interesting things like, when you're stressed, how your body can shut down, and it's, your body's response to that trauma and everything like that. And it's just really, really fascinating. So I've been doing this a light learning over the summer holidays. So that's been really interesting. And yeah, like you said, I'm going somewhere else for level 4, but I would have loved to stay together as in our group. It's just more convenient, as with you do when you do level 4, you have to do it face to face. It's
mm.
a really important part, and it's when you qualify for a counsellor. So yeah, I have to do something which is much closer to home. But I think I'll be back definitely to do multiple level 5 courses,
And level 6 courses.
level 6, because it because Bedfordshire is very integrative, and that is the way I want to go. I think the core, my level four is going to be person centered, which I think for someone like me is great because it makes me focus on the person,
Mm.
rather than trying to relate to everybody. So it's learning. I'm learning to be more effective and be more helpful.
Mm. Right, so shall we call it a day for today and we'll come back and carry on with this fascinating topic at another in another session? I'll see you
Absolutely.
soon. Bye.
Bye.